Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. When I was making the last video, which was on Nehru's idea of secularism and how it has affected the Indian politics and culture and communal history, I wanted to find a certain quote by Nehru, which I could not find for the life of me. I came across something which was way more bleaker and horrifying. It's scary and strange, basically. And that's what this video is all about. Somebody in the comment section was asking me why did I tell that India was divided into 3 instead of 2? But then partition happened in 1947. The Indian subcontinent was cut into 3 parts. The newly formed nation, Pakistan, was very weirdly divided at either sides of India. One Pakistan and another East Pakistan. Punjab was split into 2 to create Pakistan, which also included an entire region called the Sindh. So that is how Pakistan was created, and Bengal on the east of India, not East Indian Company, by the way. Bengal was cut into 2. Actually, Bengal was cut into 3. First, West Bengal, second is East Bengal, and third is Assam. Man, these Britishers really screwed us over. The tragedy of the partition of Punjab, which is reflected in the statistics, where total migration across Punjab was estimated at 12 million people. Around 6.5 million Muslims moved to West Punjab and 4.7 million Hindus and Sikhs moved into East Punjab. This partition, the partition of Punjab, was heavily discussed in the Indian public domain. Enough movies and books have come up on the topic, as they should. This is one of the most defining factors of the history or the modern history of South Asia. But the stories from Sindh and Bengal did not get any attention. Many critics attribute this disparity in the attention given to the stories or the events in partition to communal factors once again, especially the ratio of Hindus versus Muslims who crossed boundaries during that time. If you take the case of Sindh, only Hindus migrated from Sindh. Because of the inflow of Muslims from India, the Hindus and Sikhs and other non-Muslim communities had to abandon everything in Sindh and move westward or eastward. And the Bengal population exchange is also skewed in the number of Hindus and Muslims. More importantly, the atrocities done on one community over the other is disproportionate in these lands. In this video, we will look at how the partition of Bengal played out in history. How many of us know of the D-Day in Indian history? On 16th August 1946, Jinnah declared the D-Day, that is the Direct Action Day, for the goal of achieving Pakistan. In his speech, he declared that today we bid goodbye to constitutional methods. We have also forged a pistol and we are in a position to use it. What followed on August 16th was this brutal mass killings of people from all communities. Also known as the Great Calcutta Killings, the supporters or the followers of Muslim League came to the streets and started such a violent riot, I don't know what to call it, that so many people's lives were lost. And they chose Bengal for this brutality because there Bengal was the only province where Muslim League had power. So they used that power to unleash mass violence, mass killings on the people in Bengal. The estimates show 5,000 to 10,000 deaths, and over 2 lakh people were or injured. And many reports of the Great Calcutta Killings indicate a phenomenon that can only be termed as communal genocide, because one community would come in and target another community and kill, either assault another community and make sex slaves out of them. Direct action day violence goes on to trigger mass violences in multiple parts of the country. And it's very curious that even though the Great Calcutta Killings or the Direct Action Day is the most significant event that led to the partition of India, still we do not give it as much attention as it deserves, because this is the direct cause for partition. The British and the Congress folded just because of the Great Calcutta Killings, because Muslim League showed that they could kill without any regret until they get what they want. And to show the left's attitude on this issue, here is a quaint article lying to you about Great Calcutta Killings. On 10th October 1946, on the day of Gojagari, Lakshmi Puja, the day Bengali Hindus seek blessings from their goddess of health and wealth, the attack on Hindus in Ramganj of undivided Bengal started with the murders of fishermen. The next day, the resident of Rajendralal Roy Chowdhury, the president of Noakhali Bar Association, who is also a Hindu Mahasabha leader, fled somewhere else. He was targeted by a group of Muslim rioters, and he was able to fend off that attack for a few days, but eventually the rioters entered into his house and butchered the family, sparing only his 2 daughters. The 2 young Hindu women were taken as trophies. Rajendralal's severed head was presented to Sarwar on a plate as a trophy. This brutality became the harbinger of a genocide that left more than 5,000 dead, thousands converted or driven out of their land penniless, hundreds of Hindu women raped and massacred, and a lot of them taken as sex slaves. Noakhali riots are known as a Hindu act of Hindu genocide, because there is no other way to put it. It's just a lot of Muslim rioters coming in, taking over Hindu lands, Hindu houses, and murdering and raping and kidnapping the Hindus there. And as a reaction to the Noakhali riots, Bihar riots started soon after. The Bihar riots or the Magadha riots were the way of Hindus taking revenge on the Bengal riots, the Noakhali riots. I shouldn't say Noakhali as a riot because it's a genocide. From October 26 to 6 November, Muslims were massacred. The death toll was 5,000 and the number of fatalities go from 7,500 to 10,000. And this only led to the worsening of the riots and mass killings happening in Noakhali, which was still going on. And Gandhiji took a brilliant stand of asking the Bengali Hindus to forgive and appease their tormentors. And he went to Bihar, or he criticized Bihari Hindus for instigating another riot. I would agree that instead of starting a violence somewhere else, they would have just gone to Noakhali and helped the Hindus there. I don't know. But what does criticizing and asking real victims to just appease or phone to their tormentors ever help anyone? And I guess this is where Gandhiji's famous quote of "we ought to overcome violence by love" came up, and we must not compete in doing evil, and that too against whom? Those who cry for avenging Noakhali in Bihar do not know the meaning of vengeance. Is it manliness to return barbarism for barbarism? We should combat violence with love. I'm not saying here that any of this is right. I'm not saying that violence is a good option. All I'm saying is that I have no authority or right to judge on whatever happened here. Killings or communal violence is like this. There is no point in criticizing one community or the other. But let me interest you with how a PhD candidate is lying to you about, Noakhali riots. You may have had the hope that the killings would have been stopped by now, but it's just getting started, because the year is still 1946 and the partition is yet to happen. The Direct Action Day and the Great Calcutta Killings were for achieving the separate nation of Pakistan. And because of the amount of violence that these people were seeing, or I don't know, for other reasons also, finally the Congress and the British agreed to partition India. And there were 11.4 million Hindus in East Bengal and 5 million Muslims in West Bengal. But the movement between the boundaries in Bengal was not as easy as it was in Pakistan. And I think that is attributable to the terrain. There, it's not an easy feat when you have deltas and mountains. But then Nehru signed a pact with Pakistan to retain the refugees in the lands that they were born, or to retain the minorities in their own lands, because you know how partition worked, right? The first pact was signed in 1947, and then that failed, and it led to another round of genocide and mass killings. But still Nehru would not take back that pact. Rather, he would just keep on re-signing it and changing clause here and there. He saw people getting murdered. He saw people going through horrendous things across the border, but then he wouldn't let them in. 850,000 Muslims moved eastwards and 650,000 Hindus moved westwards. And that's when Nehru and Liaquat Ali signed the Delhi Pact, wherein once again the movement of people were curtailed in the center. And between April and July 1950, 1.2 million Hindus left East Pakistan and 6 lakh Muslims from West Bengal moved eastwards. But then the Hindus or the non-Muslims stuck in Bangladesh or East Bengal became the targets of genocide in 1971 when Bangladesh got its independence. Then during the 1992 retaliation against the demolition of Babri Masjid, which we read about in the novel Ledja, and that kind of targeted genocide kept happening throughout history, to the extent that the Hindu population has dwindled from 28% in the 1940s to about 8% now. Hindus have faced waves of Islamic genocidal purge, but the Muslim population in West Bengal stands at 27.1%, almost the same as it was in the 1940s. So that is the grim and bleak reality of the partition in Bengal. And I honestly don't know how to conclude this video. But when the CAA happened, the CAA bill came up, and Amit Shah said that let the Hindus or non-Muslims remaining in these Islamic nations return safely to India. What did we do? I will leave you with that thought. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, and if you think that somebody else would want to hear more about the Bengal partition, please share it with them, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you. I've published my first book, a novel named Life in a Ziploc Bag. It's the story of 4 kids living in a city with their unique life experiences. I don't want to give it all away right here. You can check it out on Amazon or Flipkart. It's also available for direct buying. All these links are given in the description. If you are interested, please go and check it out and grab your copy right now. Thank you.